Hello, this is Rod Ovid with another Take 5. We bring this to you every Monday through Saturday here on our Facebook page for Rod Ovid and for Logos Institute. And we're glad to do that. We love spending the time with you, and I trust you enjoy it as well. Have you ever been in a little boat or a little raft, perhaps a paddle boat, something where you're just sort of floating out there offshore, be it a lake or the ocean or somewhere in the water? And you're sort of tired and just relaxing so much and enjoying the sun and the sound of the water hitting the boat. And you're paddling a little bit here and there, and pretty soon you look up, and to your amazement, where am I? You look for something on the shore that looks familiar, and it's way down there. Where's the dock? Oh, there it is, and now you have to paddle, all the way back against current, and you ask yourself, how did that happen? I've hardly been in the boat at all. I didn't know I was drifting away. Or driving, you just sort of get into that zone, and pretty soon you see something that looks familiar, and you're past the exit 2 exits ago. Never even saw it coming. We find ourselves drifting from inattentiveness quite often. And we're warned in the book of Hebrews as believers to not let that happen. We read in Hebrews 2:1, "We must pay more careful attention, therefore, to what we have heard, so that we will not drift away." Now, actually, that verse begins with a therefore, and that always points to the preceding language. And the entire preceding chapter was all about the glory of Christ, the glory of our Savior, and how he is indeed God. And because of all that, we are told by this author that we need to pay very close attention, more careful attention. And he uses an imperative, we must. And the word for attention is proseko. And proseko means to be attentive. It was a nautical term implying that one was holding a ship in a certain direction or holding its course. So he uses a nautical term in exactly the same way that I did. If you do not hold the course, you will find yourself drifting. And then he puts a word before it that implies that we have to have much more careful attentiveness to what we're doing. And the reason he says all this is because there is that danger of slipping away. The Greek word there only occurs in this spot in the New Testament, and Vincent, the expert in Greek, translates it as should drift past them. It means to flow alongside. It was a Greek word used of like snow slipping off your hat. Plato used it as something slipping away from the memory. Plutarch used it as a ring slipping from the finger. Another figure often suggested that it was a ship loose from its moorings. The danger is highlighted here that there's a great loss occurring unnoticed. If we don't take the lordship of our Savior seriously, we can find ourselves inattentive, and our apathy will lead to drifting. I like the way the author also starts this as we. He knows that all of us have the propensity to do this. I remember when reading the first time when Jesus said to his disciples, "Will you also go away?" And the words there say that every disciple asked to himself, could it be me? It was a time of introspection where every disciple asked, could I possibly deny the Lord? Could I possibly slip away? And we have to ask ourselves that as well. We have to take that mental inventory and ask ourselves what things are distracting us, what things take our eyes away from the prize, away from our calling, away from the preciousness of the Lord. What are those things that cause us to drift? And we need to take care, and we need to spend more time being attentive and looking at the terrain about us. Stay in the Word. Digest it, ingest it. Listen to programs like this. Get yourself some good books, but keep yourself in fellowship with God. And when we do that often, we will certainly have blessed days.